Hiraeth. It's a complex word, a Welsh term with no direct English translation. You may not even know you have felt the emotion it connotes until you've stumbled upon it. It's often interpreted to be a kind of homesickness, but I found it to be so much more than that. To me it means longing for a place, primarily home, and those I miss when I'm away or who are no longer in my life, as well as wanting to return to the past. It's an intense longing for what once was. What does Hiraeth mean to you?
It means longing, a welcome and loving home. If you go away, you've always got even if you go across the border to England, when you see that sign, welcome to Wales, you know you got the Hiraeth, the welcome back.
When I first moved away for the first time to go to university, I didn't expect to miss home and the village I grew up in so intensely. It felt like there was always a string connecting me to the Welsh valleys that would pull on my heartstrings and call me home. Have you ever felt Hiraeth for a place?
Yes, I've lived away from home for a very long time. I recently moved back home to live with my parents, and the reason for that is because I knew I wanted to come back to the village to live. And even though house prices in the village aren't within my budget, I knew it's something that I needed to do, because I want to live here. I need to live here. And it's just a place where I just feel comfortable. And I can't really explain it. It's not a sensible choice. But it's just a need to be here.
Feeling Hiraeth for people or a person isn't often spoken about, but I found it to be a core component of the experience. When I left home, I also left my twin brother for the first time in my life. Not seeing him every day like I had done for the previous 18 years was very surreal. Quite frankly, it felt like a piece of me was missing, and Hiraeth seems to be the only word that encapsulates the way that I missed him. Have you ever felt Hiraeth for someone?
Many times. Many times. People that have gone from your life, they don't have to die, they just go, and you miss them. I miss my grandfather. He was a big influence in my life. I long for him. I suppose you could sort of say the strength of Hiraeth is like grief. And there's a poem I like. It's grief. It runs down your eyes and out through your nose. Grief is like love. And it's just, you've got nowhere for love to go. So, yeah. Hiraeth is like grief. It's that strong an emotion. That longing for the past or a person. It is a strong emotion.
I've recently wanted to be a past version of myself. Circumstances have resulted in me not feeling like myself, and I want to return back to feeling like me again, because I no longer recognise who I am. Have you ever longed to be a past version of yourself?
Not really. I'm not really the type of person to look back and want something from my past, because I'm constantly changing. I'm constantly trying to improve, and I think I think if I was to go back, that would be a step back in my sort of development. When I was younger, we all did stupid stuff. and I still get embarrassment to this day. So I'm really happy that I am where I am now, and I wouldn't want to go back now.
I find myself always reminiscing about the past, looking at photos and wanting to relive memories. I would do anything to go back to seemingly simpler times, such as when I ran away to North Wales with my friends and forgot about the world and reality for a little while. I'd do anything to do it again. Would you relive a memory?
Maybe I think school days when you were younger and you had friends and you didn't have to, like, you didn't know what your future held. You were young and experiencing new things. So maybe school days, I think I go school days.